friends, it's Carly and I'm back again with another review. I am so excited for today's review because I did not think it would happen this soon, but I did it. I was able to get my hands on a Riddler action figure and we are going to be taking a close look at him today. There is so much to talk about with this guy and I've really been enjoying talking about figures from the Batman, so we're going to dive right in. And once again, I feel like we need to start by taking a look at the package, something that historically I really haven't done, but on this series, it seems that there has been something relevant on every single package, and there is once again. So let's take a look at our Riddler. Here is the picture that corresponds with the card that comes with this. Everything else on the packaging is the same. It's got the Batman logo. If you didn't know, the Riddler is being played by Paul Dano, who is one of my most favorite actors of all time. You might know him from There Will Be Blood. He was in Little Miss Sunshine, and literally he's one of those actors who's in everything that you love, and a lot of people just don't know his name. He's phenomenal, and I cannot wait to see this performance as well. It's gonna be great. But what I'm noticing on the packaging here is, once again, a weird divergence in the accessories that we're seeing and the accessories that we're getting. So the accessory here shown in this picture is a roll of duct tape, which I think is an incredibly dope accessory. When I saw that that was what was to be included, or what is included in this picture, I was like, I don't know anything about this roll, but what an awesome accessory. I cannot wait to have that. I can think of a million uses for it. I have like a Chucky figure I could use that with. I mean, just a million different things. And that is not the accessory. This does not come with the action figure. I checked my plastic. There is no place for it. It wasn't that mine was cracked into and stolen. It was completely sealed. That just isn't the thing that comes with this figure. I don't know why it's in the picture. That is annoying to me. What does come with this figure? I literally can't even tell you guys what it is. I've been going through and looking to the best of my ability to see. It is like a snow scraper maybe? Like, oh, it looks like a window scraper for a car. There's no frame of reference for it. It's not pictured on the package. There's no description of what it possibly could be. It does not fit easily into his hand. So it's another, what I feel like is essentially a functionless accessory. But this time I feel even more annoyed. So with the Batman, I didn't like that accessory, but it was the accessory pictured. With Catwoman, I didn't like that accessory, but it was the accessory pictured. Having a completely different accessory pictured and then giving you a different accessory that is actually useless, that is confusing to me. And, you know, I'm mostly dealing in Marvel Legends, so I don't really deal with Mcfarlane figures a ton, but I'm usually really happy with them. You guys know I'm always super excited about the artistry that goes into them, but this is really starting to, quite frankly, aggravate me. I don't get what they're trying to do here, and if the consumer is suffering, if it is some sort of like, if this also is some sort of response to DC not wanting their characters to have guns or not wanting them to have violent weapons, and this is Mcfarlane's response to that, I mean, I could sort of chuckle at him sort of getting one over on them to send a message, but at the end of the day, the consumer is suffering because of that, because we're getting these useless accessories that don't do anything, that don't go with the figure, that don't make sense, and it's like, okay, if you're making a point, I feel like you made it. Now please go back to giving us useful accessories that will make the toy better. That's my opinion about it. I can't say that for 100% certain that that is what's going on here, but something is definitely going on here. There are a million ways this could have gone. I don't understand why it didn't just include the duct tape accessory, or, I mean, there's a million different things you could include, even just a different set of hands if you can't include an accessory, but to have this weird piece of garbage that doesn't appear to do anything, I'm only hoping that when we watch the movie, we find out that whatever this is, it's like super critical to the character. There is the possibility for redemption because we haven't seen the movie yet. So fingers crossed that's what it is, because if for some reason this is some like statement continually being made, I don't care about the statement. I just want to get good accessories with my toys. And so that's where I'm at with that. This is frustrating. We can move on to the good stuff now. So I love the design of this Riddler for the very reason that there are so many questions to be answered by this character design. So many things to wonder, and what better character to be so intrigued by. I love, first of all, the understated branding. Whenever I think of the Riddler, and I'm sure many of you do too, I think of the Jim Carrey Riddler, which was so over the top. So much fun. One of the best Batman movies, I think. I know some people might disagree, but the Schumacher Batman movies were so fun and so loud and exciting. And to have this be the next iteration of the Riddler is like chef's kiss perfection to me. I just feel like this is a mysterious character. I don't understand almost anything that I'm seeing when I look at him, and I find that so intriguing and exciting. I cannot wait to find out what his story is, and I just know that when it's Paul Dano, it's going to be nuanced performance, it's going to be an excellent performance, and he's going to bring something to it that was probably above and beyond everything written in the script. So I'm really excited to see that this is such an intriguing looking figure. The first thing you'll notice is that he's wearing a kind of, so it looks like just a ski mask on the front with goggles over it, but it actually is a full plastic cover that goes all the way over the back of his head too. So that's really interesting. I don't know what that could mean, which is really exciting. But you can see the detail of his hair, his ears through that, and there are straps along the back. It does not appear that this piece of the accessory comes off. I can see a seam on the side here, and I've sort of fiddled with it. I was just fiddling with it again, and man, I don't want to break it. So I don't believe that it's meant to come apart and reveal his face, for the simple reason that the stems of the glasses are fused to each side of that seam here and here. So I don't think it's meant to come off. If I find another one, I'll buy it and X-Acto knife it off just to see. But I think that from the neck up, he looks really creepy and strange, and I'm excited to find out what's going on with him. The simple question mark is really, really cool. It's sort of like a patch that's like affixed to the side, more like something that would be like pinned to his jacket. The jacket doesn't have any sort of emblems or anything on it. It's just an overcoat. So even though it's sort of army green and he is wearing sort of like combat boots, we don't really get a good sense of what his character or life might be like based on his clothing alone, which is also incredibly intriguing. And yeah, so it's really simple and just leaves so much to the imagination, which I think is absolutely fantastic. Again, from the cinematic film or stills that I've seen, this looks like the exact representation of the character I've seen so far. I did feel like he had sort of a black bag over his head, but I could be mistaken about that. Probably am, since this is the way the figure looks and the rest have been spot on. But it looks really, really good, and I was so stoked to have him. He was hidden in the way back. I just got lucky when I was looking. It was a really great find for me. The articulation on this one is really buttery smooth and easy. His body is a lot more mid. He does have a longer overcoat that affects some of the articulation, which you guys know bugs me. There's literally nothing to be done about it, so I won't dwell too much because you all understand what that feels like. The knee bend is great. He has a really flexible, functional ankle, and of course the Mcfarlane toe bend, which actually isn't bending. That's really weird. You can see the, this is strange. So you can see the joint on the toe, but it actually doesn't bend, which is weird. I've never had that happen before. It looks like it actually might be that they built it into it, but because of the way the piece fits together at the bottom, that it might not actually bend. It should bend up. It really feels like it's gonna break. So the toe bend function does not work on this figure, but the ankles are fine. The knees are great. We don't have a lot of lift or movement in the thighs because of the overcoat. There is a turning waist, which is great. And then if there is an ab crunch, which it feels like there is, but you can't get any functionality out of it because of the overcoat. So again, I feel like There's things I'm missing in articulation. The accessory situation is bizarre, but again, these are great looking figures, and side by side, they look fantastic. So the 4 that I've looked at so far are Catwoman, the Penguin, the Batman, and the Riddler. I have not been able to get a Batcycle or an unmasked Battinson, and so I'm keeping my eyes peeled for those. I'm hitting the stores every day, but for these first four figures, accessories aside, looking at the sculpts and the artistry alone, I'm really, really stoked about the way these figures look, and I cannot wait to see this movie. I can't wait to see what else comes out. I'm hoping that after the movie is released, we'll get another wave of more revealing characters, meaning characters that are telling us more about the story, things that they're probably trying to keep hidden right now. But this is a really great start, and as it gets closer to time for the film, these toys are just getting me really, really excited to see it. So that is that on the Riddler. I hope that you guys enjoyed this review. Let me know what you're finding in your stores. If you're finding the Cycle or the Unmasked Bat, what stores you're finding those in, what you guys think of the figures when you get them in hand, and what your thoughts are on the accessories. It's a really strange situation that I'm not super happy about, but the toys are still good. So we'll just try to leave it in a positive place and say that the toys are looking great. The accessories are a question mark, but hey, the Riddler was the character, so maybe it's just supposed to be a confusing mystery. Thank you guys so much for watching. I can't wait to do another one. I'm gonna start looking at Hasbro's Fortnite toys. Historically, Fortnite toys have been really, really awesome, and there have been several companies that have gotten the license for them. So I'll be talking about the toys I've gotten in the past. We'll be taking a look at a lot of the figures that I have, and then this new series from Hasbro, who, you know, I always love their toys. So it'll be really fun to take a look at what they're doing with this license. Thank you guys so much for being here, and I hope you have a great night. I'll be back soon with another one. Bye, friends.